website setup, which is one of the most important topic that we need to look into. Now, things you must get right before arbitrage blogging goes right. Okay, I believe that before now, you guys still remember all the processes, all the stages that we've gone through before getting to this point. Okay, all the introduction, choosing of niche, and this time is about website setup. And remember, in this class, this is arbitrage blogging class, and the class is not mainly focused on arbitrage alone. In this class, you're going to learn multiple skills. If you're smart enough, I once made a post about it on Facebook. As long as you're in this class, you're going to be exposed to almost 3 different skills, not just arbitrage. Arbitrage blogging is like the last skill. Now, what are the skills which I'm talking about? If you look into this class, there are 3 things you should learn. First thing is how to get AdSense approval, and that's what you're focusing on now. The niche, the setups, what you must do, the things that once you get it right, getting AdSense approval is not difficult. It's not difficult. It's very easy. But the thing is, do you have the right information? Do you know how to go about it? Do you know the things, the requirements which you must get right before everything will go right? Okay, so that's first one. And with this class, after you graduate from this class, you can design your website. After designing it, get it approved immediately without wasting much time. But before you can achieve that, you must make sure that you pay a close attention and take everything serious. And secondly, in this class, you guys are also going to learn SEO blogging. That's the second skill inside one training. Then lastly, before you enter the arbitrage blogging site. Okay? And not just that, after the arbitrage blogging class, we still have another. Who is the person that said that he's not seeing screen? Is there any other person that is not seeing the screen? Are you guys seeing the screen?
Yes, I'm not seeing the screen too.
I'm not seeing the screen.
I can see the screen very well.
I can see this. I can see the screen.
I can see
Website setup.
What I'm seeing in the screen on the screen is website setup. Things you must get right before.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Please, if you are having it, maybe it's from your network. Kristen, you can exit the class, then rejoin the class.
I can see the
You can
screen.
exit the class, then rejoin. Okay. So now let's move on with the class. So just as I was saying, after how to get AdSense approval, SEO, our last thing there, which is very important, is the according to our timetable, many other ways to make money as an arbitrage blogger. Many other ways you can monetize as an arbitrage blogger. And also, there is also one important way, important tool which you can also make money quicker. So we are going to learn all those things, but I only need your attention. For you to pay close attention. Okay. So today's class, which is the section which we missed before, is website setup. Things you must get right before arbitrage blogging goes right. Okay. Once you get all these setups right, everything will go right. Now, what is website setup when we come to arbitrage blogging? Website setup is the process of preparing a website so it is functional. accessible, fast, and ready for use. Website setup is the process of preparing a website so it is functional, accessible, fast, and ready for use. Okay, so when we talk about the setups, the website setup in Arbitrage Blogging is simply a process of preparing website so it is functional, accessible, fast, and ready for use. Once you achieve all this, you can easily get AdSense approval. And this is one truth you should hear. Even though AdSense is very strict, but they really need bloggers. They need bloggers more than you need them. AdSense needs you more than you need them. But they can't use because they need you and spoil their own business. Okay? So before you can qualify for their needing, you must get everything right, meet up with their criteria, the things they want, and they will accept you immediately. The only problem they have is, does this website meet up with the requirement? And this is because for their business to run, for their business to continue being successful, they must approve sites that are qualified for the job. Okay, let's assume that you are a company. You own a company, and you want the success of your company. You want your company to succeed. There's no way you employ people that doesn't know anything, that can't possibly manage their own life. Talk more of managing your company. Even though you need workers in your company, even though you need people that will help in your company, but you can't possibly go out the street and pick up anybody you see as an employee to work in your company. That's exactly what AdSense is all about. So AdSense needs you more than you need them. You only need to meet up with the requirement. And once you meet up with the requirement, they will see that this person is ready to contribute to the growth of Google. And know that as an arbitrage blogger, somebody that owns a blog, you're actually working for Google. And Google is the platform, the company that will be paying you as a blogger. So you only need to meet up with the requirement, and they will be the ones looking for you. And this is why it is very important. Let me tell you something about me. When I entered Arbitrage Blogging, this is what I did. My first blog, I bought it 1.7 million, my first Google AdSense, and within a week I lost it. Google disabled it because I was a newbie. I was trying to do things on my own. I believe that I can do anything on my own. And because of that, I didn't know much about Google AdSense. I went ahead and bought an AdSense account which is having issue, and it got disabled the same week I bought it. Now I got my second blog. When I got my second blog, I didn't get already approved blog. I designed my own blog myself. So when I designed it, I forgot, I just abandoned anything concerning earning money. I kept it aside. I focused on building my website. Just as somebody building his Facebook page, Facebook account, let me use that as an example. So I focused on building my blog. I dropped anything about monetization, making money from my blog. I focused on building it. I used my blog to learn. I made so many mistakes. I corrected myself, but because the blog was not already monetized, there is no punishment for my mistakes. If to say the blog has been monetized, if I make mistakes, AdSense can possibly disable the account, I will ban my website. But this time, I said, let me use this blog and make all my mistakes, learn from my mistakes, take corrections and other things. Then I focused on building my blog. Then I built my blog to the extent that when I finally applied for Google AdSense, AdSense could not reject my website. They approved my first website within 2 weeks, something that takes at times 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. But they approved it within 2 weeks. because they could not reject my website. My website, this took me more than 1 year to achieve. I post on my blog, I don't rest every time I'm busy writing without any money. Until when I finally applied, I made sure that everything is rightly placed. So one thing about arbitrary blogging is that you must have patience to succeed, and you must get all the setups right before everything will go right. Now, in practical terms, website setup includes buying and connecting a domain and posting. Okay, some of you in this class that have been in our web design class, you can relate to what I'm talking about more. You can relate more. Buying and connecting a domain and hosting. And this is why I always say that it's always good for, if you're entering into arbitrage blogging, you should learn both arbitrage blogging and web design, because both of them goes together. You know, as I mentioned, buying of hosting and domain, some of you, maybe this is the first time you are hearing about it, but for those that have been in web design class, you can learn web design anywhere, or any of your friends that can teach you. As somebody entering into arbitrage blogging, make sure that you have the skill of web design as well. But this is not mandatory. This is not compulsory. Okay, this is optional, but it can help. Now, in practical terms, website setup includes buying and connecting a domain and hosting. Secondly, installing a content management system like WordPress, which is used for building a site. Okay. Secondly, configuring basic and site settings. Okay. Excuse me, let me check. Okay. So choosing and installing a suitable theme. Those in the web design class will understand better what theme is all about. And installing essential plugins for speed, SEO, security, and performance. Okay, this is the practical terms when it comes to website setup. These are the things it includes: buying and connecting a domain, good domain, and good hosting. Installing a content management system like WordPress. Configuring basic site settings. Choosing and installing a suitable theme. Installing essential plugins for speed, SEO, security, and performance. Remember, after this class, for those of you that have graduated from our web design class, you're expected to design your website. Okay, make sure you design your website. And remember all the advice I gave to you guys during our web design class. Okay, you should register .com domain. Register.com domain looks more professional. Okay, so but if you are, for those of you that paid for website, your website domains and hosting has been registered and the customization is ongoing, the design is ongoing. Who is the person raising hand? Bartholomew. Bartholomew, do you want to ask question? Okay. So for those of you that don't know how to create a website, you can also reach out to me for it. Okay, Bartholomew,
Yes,
what's your question?
the network is.
The network is bad, David. Eh? Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Bartholomew, you said your network is what? Bartholomew, work on your network. Maybe it's from your end. Now, let's go ahead with our. So installing essential plugins for speed, SEO, security, and performance. And as somebody designing your website on your own, pay close attention so that you get things right.
Okay, sir.
You get all the things you're going to do right. Okay. So in arbitrage blogging, website setup specifically means building a fast, clean, and AdSense-friendly website that can handle traffic and monetization and monetize visitors effectively. So when you be setting your website up for arbitrage blogging, make sure that the website meets all these requirements. Build a fast, clean, and AdSense-friendly website that can handle traffic and monetize visitors effectively. In this class, I'm going to teach you guys what we mean by AdSense friendly and how you can make your website AdSense friendly. Okay. Now, why you need to learn this? In the last class, we learned how to choose the right niche. And today, we are taking the next practical step, setting up the website correctly. A poorly set up website will fail AdSense approval. This is what you should know. When your website is poorly set up, when the setup is not complete, the website is going to fail AdSense approval. Now, load slowly, that's also another thing, and lose money. That's also another thing when your website is poorly set up. This class will show you how to build a clean, fast, AdSense-friendly website from scratch. But you're going to miss the point if you're not paying attention. Now, why website setup matters in arbitrage? Your website setup affects, first of all, your website setup affects AdSense approval sources. It affects website speed. It affects user experience. It affects CTR and RPM, which I've taught you guys what it means, and also scalability. These are the things that it affects when the website is poorly set up or when it's perfectly set up. Okay, so when you are setting up your website, these are the things it's going to affect. And the key truth, traffic does not fix a bad website. When your website is bad, when all the things in your website is not in order, when you don't get all the setups complete, there's no amount of traffic that is going to save your website. There's no amount of traffic that is going to make AdSense to approve your website. Okay. Now, why website setup matters in arbitrage? In arbitrage blogging, you are sending paid traffic. This is what you should know. You are sending a paid traffic. This is not a free traffic. You are paying for it. In arbitrage blogging, you are sending paid traffic. If your site is slow or poorly structured, visitors leave immediately and you lose money. That is a consequence and disadvantage of poorly set up website. Remember, you are pushing a paid traffic to your website, and when your site is poorly set up, it's going to cause slow loading, poorly structured, and visitors will leave immediately. They visit your site because your site is not in order, your site is not understandable, and because of that, you will lose money. Now, website setup is not a formality. Know this, get this into your head. Website setup is not a formality. It is part of your profit system. Okay? Don't be like you're doing AdSense a favor for designing a good website. It's also for yourself. And website setup is part of your profit system. Know that. Now, an overview of what we will set up today in this class. In this class, you will learn how to buy the right domain and hosting. This is the main first thing. How to buy the right domain and hosting. How to install WordPress correctly. How to install WordPress correctly. And thirdly, we are going to learn how to choose a fast AdSense-friendly theme. Okay, I'm going to show you guys the themes which you can use to design your site. The perfect theme if you really want to get AdSense approval. Okay, and you guys should understand that this class, for those of you guys that don't have money to buy an already approved AdSense, which is very risky, if you are buying it, make sure that you are strong enough for buying it, because you may spend your money buying it and wake up tomorrow morning to get banned. This doesn't happen every time, but it happens at times. So pay close attention, because you're going to design your site, you're going to follow up everything I'm teaching you guys, and then get your site approved. I'm going to teach you guys, show you guys how to do every single thing you need to know. Then you go ahead, do it on your own. Though I will always be open. If there is anything you are finding difficult to do, message me, I will guide you how to do it. But this doesn't mean that the things I've taught you here that you should ignore it, and later you come and ask me how to do this or how to do this. So make sure you are paying a close attention so that you can possibly achieve your own. And let me also remove this fear from you. Arbitrage blogging is not hard, it's not complicated. And getting AdSense approval is not also complicated. It's very simple. It's something that you can do. It's something that you can achieve. It's something that is very, very plain and simple. Now, the last thing we are going to learn in this class is essential plugins every arbitrage site must have. Okay, I'm going to show you guys all of them so that you get them right. Now, this class is about doing things the right way from the beginning, so you don't rebuild your site later. If you miss anything, maybe later you have to rebuild your website. But if you follow up this class, if you understand everything, get it into your head, you can design a perfect website for yourself. Now, buying a domain. What to look for when buying a domain for your arbitrage blogging. These are the things you should look into. A good arbitrage domain should be short and easy to remember. Remember, this arbitrage blogging is a business. Okay? It's not about your interest. Arbitrage blogging doesn't care about your interest. This is a business, and you must treat it as a business. So don't go looking for your fancy names, make it long. So make sure that you keep the domain name you are buying to use and create a website for your arbitrage blogging. Make sure that it's short and easy to remember. Secondly, make sure that the domain is relevant to your niche. When we talk about this, I've always been saying this. When we talk about relevance to your niche, this is what it simply means. Pay close attention. Let me say if my niche is about let me say scholarship niche, and I went ahead to buy a domain called food time, a domain name called food time. Let's just assume that, okay? That my niche is scholarship niche, then my domain name is foodtime.com. You know that when you register a domain name like foodtime.com, if somebody should see that your domain anywhere, the website name anywhere, the first thing that will come to that person's mind is that this is a food niche. And let me say that person is somebody looking for a scholarship niche. And then the person sees foodtime.com. That person is not going to click on your domain. Not because it's not that that's not what he's looking for, but because your domain has made him or her believe that this website is not what I'm looking for. This website is a food niche. but inside your website is scholarship, but your domain is pushing visitors away. So if your website is scholarship niche, you can go ahead and register a team like scholar.com, scholar this thing, scholar trend, something that relates to scholarship, or educatewithus.com, educatewhy.com, educate this, educate that, scholar that, something related to, or even my school that, my school this. Anything that will portray, anything that is relevant, anything that is related to your niche, that should be the name of your domain. Now, the third one, make sure that your domain is clean, no previous penalty. Okay, whenever you are registering a domain name, make sure you register a new domain. Don't borrow domain from another person. Don't get domain from anywhere else. Register your own. Because most of the times, there are some domains that if you get it, I want to use it, you would know that that domain has been banned by Google AdSense. You would know that that domain have been used for fraud before. You would know that that domain has been used for porn sites before. If you get such domains and use it for arbitrage blogging, AdSense can never approve your site. There are so many persons complaining that they have been applying for Google AdSense for many years, over 5 years, but they have never gotten approval. Most of the times, it's not from your blog, it's not from your website, it's not from your content, but it's from your domain name. Change your domain name, get another domain, design another website, and try it. You see that they will approve it immediately. So that's what you should know about domain. Now, .com preferred, but not mandatory. This is what I said before. If you're designing a site for yourself, you can go on and register .com. You can register wisdom.com, this and that, your niche.com, this and that, the domain name.com. Make sure the domain extension is .com. For those of you, my web design students, you know what .com, you know what extension, website extension is all about. And .com is a commercial extension. Okay? These are the things you must make sure that your domain looks like. And let's move to the next slide. Now, avoid domains that are too long. Avoid domains that are too long. Okay? Avoid it. Make your domain brief and easy to remember. Secondly, keyword stuffed. Avoid domain that has stuffed words, like complicated words that is not. Keep it simple. Okay? Avoid trademarked domain. Okay? Let me use my brand name as an example. Xnova. If you go and register xnova.com, though it won't work because it's not available. But let's assume you register such a domain. Remember, it has been trademarked. Okay, if you register such domain, you cannot get approved. Cannot work. So make sure that the domain you are registering comes from your mind. Okay, not copy from another places. You are going to have issue. And now your domain is your brand. Know that. Avoid spamming names. A clean domain improves trust, approval chances, and long-term growth. And this is hope you guys are seeing my screen, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's continue. So domain improves your approval chances and long-term growth. This is also another thing you should understand. When we talk about website setup, each move you make contributes to the approval chances. Your domain contributes to approval chances, and other things, other setups contribute to your approval chances. So don't ignore any of them. Don't skip any of them because they are too rigorous or something like that. Make sure you achieve all of them and you get your website approved immediately. Now, buying hosting. We are done with buying of domain. Let's talk about buying hosting for your website, which you are expecting to be approved by Google AdSense. What matters most? Hosting must be fast and reliable. It must be AdSense approved, AdSense friendly. It must be able to handle traffic spikes. That's why I told you guys during web design, some of you that attended our web design, I told you guys, if you're registering domain, hosting from Namecheap, don't go for web hosting starter because it can't handle traffic spikes. So go for the second one or the last one. Now, good uptime, 99.9%. So when we talk about good uptime, for buying a hosting that has a good uptime, there are some websites that, even as we are talking now, if you try visiting such websites, they will tell you website not available or so thing happen, try again or something like that. Okay, avoid such hosting that will make your site to be like that. So make sure that your hosting handles 99.9% uptime. Now, recommended hosting features. Your hosting, if you buy hosting, your hosting must have cPanel access. It must have SSL certificate. It must have daily backups. I've taught you guys about all these things. Okay? And you must make sure that you get all of them right. Make sure that the domain, the hosting you are registering has a cPanel access, it has SSL certificate, and has daily backups. Now, recommended hosting features second, which we talked about cPanel access, SSL certificate. This SSL certificate is very important. Okay, your website must have HTTPS. Okay, it must have HTTPS, something like this. Okay, before your domain name. So if your website doesn't have this HTTPS, this simply means that your website has no SSL. So, and your website must have SSL. This is a security feature added to your website. So if your website doesn't have HTTPS, let's assume that your website has www.wisdomgucci.com. AdSense can never approve that website. Until that website has something like https://wisdomgucci.com. That's when AdSense will approve the website. Okay, and the daily backups, you can do this manually or make sure that your domain has daily backups. Your domain automatically backs up your website. Okay, now in arbitrage blogging, traffic can spike suddenly. Cheap or weak hosting will crash. Will crash your site and waste your ad budget. Okay, when you choose a wrong and cheap, weak hosting, when the traffic, let's assume that you have a website and you are running arbitrage ads, you are running Facebook ads, and you're able to drive 100,000 traffic to your website. If your website has a cheap and weak hosting, that website will collapse. And when the website collapses, remember that your traffic is bought with your money. You are driving the traffic with your money. And when the website collapses, that's when you will lose and waste your ad budget, which is your money. So that is it for that. So now, connecting domain to hosting. Steps which you can use to connect your domain to hosting. Okay, for those of you that don't know much about web design, how you can connect your domain to hosting, change your domain name server. Okay, that's how it's being done. Change your hosting, your domain name server. Okay, let's assume you have a TrueHost account or Namecheap account or Bluehost, OrangeHost, and so on and so forth. And then you've already have created an account and you've already purchased a hosting, your own is to check the domain section, register a new domain. Now to connect it to your hosting, simply click on the domain, click on manage domain, click on change domain name server, and then change it and point it to your domain host, your hosting. Now add domain inside hosting cPanel at the add-on section. Wait for DNS propagation, and lastly, a domain must be added inside cPanel to work. So that is it. And for those that know about it, it's very easy, it's not complicated. So now, connecting domain hosting. Name servers alone are not enough. The domain must also be added inside a hosting. This step is commonly missed by beginners. Learn web design if possible. Okay, you can learn web design from anywhere so that you understand more. Okay, now let's move to the next slide. Installing WordPress the right way. Okay, we'll talk about installing WordPress the right way. WordPress installation options. How to install WordPress as a web designer. Okay, one-click installer, which is software close. That's what I taught you guys. And lastly, manual installation. This is more recommended. It's more advisable to go for because it's easier and works better. Now, basic WordPress settings. What you must do before any other thing as a website that you are preparing for AdSense approval. Okay, firstly, set site title. This is done during installation of WordPress. Set site title and tagline. Set admin username. Enable HTTPS, which is what I just finished talking about. Make sure that the domain has HTTPS, and set permalink to post name. This works automatically. But if it doesn't work, for those that just graduated from web, I taught you guys during error and fixes. I taught you guys how to connect, how to fix permalink error by going to the settings section, click on permalink, and click on save button twice, and it will be fixed. So now, make sure you get all this completed. Set site title, tagline, username, HTTPS, and set permalink to post. Now, these settings affect SEO security and professionalism. Never skip any of them. Make sure that you complete all of them for it to work. So now let's move to the next slide. Choosing AdSense friendly theme. What is a theme? So this is where we discuss about it so that you understand what theme is all about and the type of theme you will choose to get AdSense approval. Now, a theme controls design, layout, and appearance of a website. Okay, this is the work of a theme, including how pages, font, colors, and content are displayed. So the theme arranges your website. The theme manages the layout, the design, and appearance of your website. And you must choose the good one that meets AdSense requirement. Now, a good arbitrage theme must be this. Before you use any theme for your arbitrage blogging, make sure that the theme has this. The theme must be lightweight and fast. The theme must be mobile responsive. The theme must be clean, have clean layout. And lastly, ad placement friendly. When we talk about ad placement friendly, let's assume that this is a website let's assume that this is a website, and okay, let's say this is your hero section, and this is your, let's say, your navigational bar, and then this is where your posts, your blog posts are. All these things are posts, posts, and posts. And here is your sidebar where you see search button, categories, recent posts, and featured posts, and others. All these gaps here, this is where AdSense is going to be placing their ads. All these places. Let's assume, let's use let me find if there is any website I can use as example. Let me search any of our websites I can use as example. Let's assume that this website. Hope you guys are seeing my screen.
We are seeing the screen, but not very well.
Yeah, I can see you. I can see clear.
Okay. Let's assume that, please, if you are not seeing the screen, you can try moving a bit. Don't know whether it's from your network. So this is a website. This is exactly how your website should look like. Though it must not be this way, but these are the features your website must have. If you see this website, you know that this website is simple. Okay, this website is simple, easy to navigate, and user-friendly. This is what AdSense wants. You can see the navigational menu here. You can see all of them here. You can see the sidebar. Then you can see the post. Now, when you click on post, let's know how the post is going to be. Okay, you can see how the post appear. This is a website meant to be approved by Google. Now, when we talk about ad placement friendly, this is what it means. If you check this website now, if you check this website, you see all these places. Let's say all these sorry. Seems network is becoming low. Okay, now let's assume okay, this is the home page of the website. I don't know why network is becoming too low. I just want to show you guys what I'm talking about. I don't know why network is still fucking up. Okay, let's say this is your website. All these places, you see all these gaps here, all these gaps. These are the places that Google AdSense is going to be placing their ads. So if your own website doesn't have a space like this, a gap like this, all these places, and these places you are seeing here for this sidebar, all these places are the places that Google AdSense are going to be placing their ads. And the color you are using on your website, please listen, this is very important. Don't use any bold color on your website. Any website you are preparing to apply for AdSense, okay? If your own website has something like a thick color here, the navigational bar, please go to the customization, go to the header background, the navigational background, change it to white or any plain color. if you add any color here that interfere with the AdSense ad, once AdSense is reviewing your website for approval, if they notice that if they approve this website, this thing is going to be interfering with our ad. Okay, because of that, they're not going to approve your website. That's just the truth. Just because of color use. So you must make sure that you use the right color. Okay, to get your AdSense approval. That's for that. Now let's continue. Now, mobile responsive. We will talk about mobile responsive. If you see this website, this is the how this website looks on this thing. Looks on laptop. Let's assume that you use something like smartphone to log into this website. Make sure that your website is always good on smartphone and also good and balanced on laptop and also on tablet. That's what we mean about mobile responsive. Okay, if you achieve all those things, you are good to go. Now, recommended themes. This is where you should pay close attention. Hope you guys are seeing my screen this time, because you need to know about this. Okay, the recommended themes.
Yes, you can see.
Okay, so the recommended themes, the themes you must use. Unless you don't have them, you can explore others. But these are the themes that I've used, and I believe that they're the best for getting AdSense approval, for getting a website that qualifies for all these things we just talked about, both the light and weight, lightweight and fast, mobile responsive, clean layout, and ad placement friendly. Okay, these are the themes that can give you something like that. Now, the first one here is Blog Site Pro. When we talk about Blog Site Pro, this website is designed with Blog Site Pro. This particular website is designed with Blog Site Pro. Okay. Now, secondly, Square Type. For my web design students, I think I shared this theme for you guys. I think I shared it with you guys. Okay. So secondly, there's another team. Thirdly, there's another team called Aden team. This is also a recommended team. We have Generate Praise. This is also another recommended team. And we have Astra. This is a free team. You can get it free in your AdSense, your WordPress dashboard. Just go to the team section, search for Astra, you see it, activate it, and customize it. And make sure that your website has the sidebar, has a clean layout, and everything required. Okay, and lastly, another team called Newspaper. These 6 teams, if you use these 6 teams, they add something like 30% possibility and chances of getting approval. Then you use others to cover the remaining percentage. And etc. There are so many other teams, but these are the ones I've used, and I know that they are very good, and you can also use them. Now, recommended team traits. What you must make sure that your team has and things you must make sure that your team doesn't have. First thing here is no excessive animations. Designing a website for arbitrage blogging is not about fancy, it's not about design, it's not about making it look very embellished. No, make sure that you keep it simple. Make sure that it's very clean and easy to use. If you see this website is very easy to use, very simple. There is no complication. There is no strange things. There is no carousel. There is no a slide or animation displaying here. Everything is static. Everything is standing on its own and well balanced. This is how your website should look like. Not just this, you can also make your site to look like, for those using a Square Type, let's, okay, this is Square Type. Your website can also look like this. And the owner of this website, later, please, you remind me. let me help you and change the color, the background color of this your website, because this is very colorful and it can interfere with AdSense, this thing, AdSense ads. Okay. So if your own is like that, if you know how to customize, just change the color, put it a plain color. Okay. Now, secondly, make sure that your team supports long content, because long content is what that makes arbitrage blogging more profitable. Now, easy navigation. When we talk about easy navigation, this is actually what you are talking about. You know that this website has a very easy navigation, just like the other one, just like this one. Let me see if I want to check all the posts about careers. I will simply click on this button. Anything I want to do is very easy to do. There's no complication, there's no backdoor, there's no window. Everything is simple and straightforward. So you must make sure that your website meets that requirement. Okay. Now, fancy themes reduces speed and CTR. So you shouldn't be looking for fancy. You shouldn't be looking for how to design your site, add extra features, add all those unnecessary things. No. It's going to affect and reduce speed and CTR. And notice, clean theme perform better in arbitrage blogging. What you need is a clean theme and a clean website. Simple. So you don't need any design, any fancy things. You need to keep your website simple as possible. Now, facts you should know. The game is not to design a fancy and complicated website. It is all about simplicity. Keep it simple and clean. This is what Google AdSense wants. Keep it simple and clean. Keep your website simple and clean. That's what AdSense wants. Okay? So now installing and customizing the theme. This is how you can install the theme. Web designers already know how to do it. But if you are not a web designer, simply go to your WordPress dashboard, install theme, activate the theme, remove demo content, customize colors and font, and lastly, set homepage and menus. When we talk about homepage, this is the homepage. This place is the homepage. All this place is the homepage. When we talk about menu, this is the menu. All these places, these careers, admissions, scholarships, study abroad, these are the menus. Now, when we talk about the menus, that is it. Now, customization should be minimal. Okay, speed and readability matters more than design beauty. Okay, so make sure that your website has a good speed and readability, because that's what matters, and it matters more than design beauty. Now, essential WordPress plugins. A plugin adds specific features or functions to a website, such as SEO tools, caching, security, or spam protection, without changing the site design. This is the work of plugin, and this is why you need the essential plugins. Now, why plugin matters? But too many are bad. This is why I've been shouting at some of our students. I always say, don't go on installing any plugin you see, anyone that you see that is looking beautiful, install it. No, you must have only the essential plugins. Don't have too many plugins. Okay, plugins helps, first of all, it helps speed optimization, SEO, security, and spam protection, spam control. And the rule is use only essential plugins. Use only essential plugins. That's what you should know. Now, why plugins matter, but too many are bad? Truth about plugins, too many plugins slow your site. each plugin must justify its existence. So if any of the plugins fail to justify its existence, remove it, deactivate it, delete it, make sure it doesn't exist in your website. Keep only the essential and the functioning plugins. Too many of plugins, unfunctioning plugins, can slow the speed of your website. Now, essential plugin for catch and speed. Purpose for a plugin for catch and speed is to improve page load speed. Okay, any plugin meant for catch and speed is to improve page load speed, reduce server load. Example of such plugins, you can install catch plugins like light speed plugins. You can install also image optimization tools. These are the type of plugins you need in your website. Now, essential plugin, catch and speed. Speed affects bounce rate. You remember what we discussed about bounce rate? When people don't stay too long in your website and they disappear, that is going to give you a bounce rate, meaning that you're not going to earn enough money from it, and you're going to lose money. AdSense is going to deduct the money from your AdSense dashboard. Okay, now CTR. You know what CTR is all about? Speed affects your CTR, your website CTR, and lastly and most importantly, AdSense performance. Okay, it will affect your AdSense performance. A slow site loses money. When your site is slow, there is a high possibility that you're going to lose your money, because you can spend your money running arbitrage ads, and when the visitors get to your site, maybe they click on one thing and the thing takes 5 years to load. There is nobody that has that time. The person will leave your website, and that's how you can lose your money. Now, an essential plugin for SEO. When we get to SEO, you are going to understand more about SEO. Now, purpose of plugin, SEO plugin, is to optimize title and descriptions, improve search visibility on Google or search engines, control indexing. This is why you need SEO plugins. Now, key SEO features, meta titles. When we get further to this, you're going to understand more. Meta descriptions and sitemap. Even in arbitrage, SEO matters. It improves trust and long-term value. You see, some people at times, if they enter arbitrage blogging, they will be like, I don't need SEO work again. I don't need to write content. I don't need to optimize my content again. But it's not true. As an arbitrage blogger, SEO still matters. Because how your SEO is how much you're going to earn. Okay. Now, essential plugins. Another plugin like anti-spam and security. All these ones are made for securing your website and reducing spam. At times, after creating your website, you see so many spammy comments. Don't approve any of them. Ignore those comments in your website, on your WordPress dashboard. Ignore them. Don't approve any of it. They are all spammy content. And when you approve them, there's high chances of getting disapproved by AdSense. Now, purpose of anti-spam and security plugin is to stop spam comments, protect login page, and reduce malicious activity. Now, spam halts site quietly and AdSense trust. Security protects your work. This is what you should know about anti-spam and security plugins. Now, another essential plugin for performance and optimization will have, it includes data cleanup, image compression, and lazy loading. To get all these plugins, you can simply go to your WordPress dashboard, simply type something like just let's say you are looking for this database cleaner. You can simply open the plugin section of your AdSense dashboard and type database cleanup, you see all the plugins, free plugins made for that, or image compression or lazy loading. These optimizations keeps your site fast and traffic grows. Okay, now plugin setup checklist. These are the things you must get together with your plugins. Catch plugin installed, SEO plugin installed and configured, anti-spam enabled, performance optimized, and unused plugins removed. Make sure that you remove all the unused plugins. This checklist ensures your site is production ready. Okay. Now, common website setup mistakes. Some things that some people make mistakes when setting up. First one is using heavy themes. Don't use heavy themes. It's not good. I've shown you guys lightweight themes, which is recommended. Avoid installing too many plugins, especially irrelevant ones. Ignoring mobile speed. Make sure that your website loads fast on your phone when logged in with phone. Skipping SSL. Don't skip SSL. Make sure that your SSL is installed. And lastly, poor navigation. Make sure that the navigation of your website is simple and easy to achieve. And know this, most arbitrage failures comes from poor setup, not lack of traffic. Now, what your website should look like now, after you follow all these steps that I've shown you guys, at this stage, your site should load fast, look clean, be mobile friendly, and be AdSense ready. So once you get all these things completed, your site is now ready for AdSense. Now, before writing content or applying for Google AdSense, your site must reach this standard. If it doesn't reach it, you're going to have issue. And now, key takeaway from class 3. Website setup determines approval sources, user retention, monetization performance, and lastly, treat your website like a business asset, not a template. See your website as your shop. See your content as your product. So manage it as a business. Make sure that everything is set up properly, just like a physical business. Now, next class preview. This is what we are going to see in our next class, and we are expected to have the next class right now. Okay, you guys should sit up. If you're already tired, don't be tired. We must cover up both today's class and our previous class which we missed. And the next thing we are going into here is AdSense requirement and approval, required pages, content standards, approval checklist. Next class, we will focus on getting approved and staying approved. So we'll be moving into the next stage of our class. But before then, the assignment. We have assignment on what we just completed. And the assignment is in our WhatsApp group. So after this class, check our WhatsApp group. You're going to see the assignment. Use a paper, write down all the answers. Let's say the question 1 is what is team? We'll write A, write the answer, B, write the answer of question B. Just do it like that and send it to my DM. I know that most of you, some of you must have started having finding it difficult, like it's becoming hard because I'm always giving assignment. But this is not a small business. I need to follow up, need to practice it, need to do it on your own, need to keep an eye on it and make sure that you don't get anything wrong. Okay, and here comes the end of our first class. And if you have any question with what we just concluded, you can go on and ask me before we move to the next class. Just please ask me before we move Remember, I'm noticing that some of you have started leaving the class. Our class has not ended. We just concluded the first section. Okay, please ask your question. I will check. Ask your question, Matthew.
Yeah, good
Ask
evening.
your question.
Okay.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah, my question is about the web design you taught us earlier. I tried to open set up a new website. So after getting the hosting, you said automatically they were going to approve the SSL and TTL, I mean TSL after some hours. But the one I tried to set up, after some hours, the SSL was not approved. And I wrote to the chatbot, but still nothing.
You went to the
That
dashboard,
is,
but the SSL is not there.
yes, I went and checked that, and you see, it was not
So,
approved. Like you said, there's a place you showed us whereby it had to tick green before we go on and install our WordPress.
did you message them?
That's the chatbot I said. Like there's a chatbot
When you
AI robot.
message them, what did they say about it?
They said I should. It's going to take 48, 24 to 48 hours or thereabout. Which after 24 to 48 hours, it was still not yet on this thing. So, and that is separate website that the SSL has not been approved. So I couldn't go on to install my WordPress. So
And the
not the fault.
48 hours have the
Is
48
the last.
hours has
Yeah,
it passed?
it has passed.
And the SSL has not been installed. Have you chatted them for the second time?
I will have to do that because that is I don't know
Okay,
because
and also do this. Do this. This is what you should do. When you get your TrueHost dashboard, you are using TrueHost, right?
yeah.
Okay, when you get your TrueHost dashboard, log into the cPanel, scroll down to the security section of your cPanel. If you're scrolling down, you'll be seeing email, domain, security, something like that. So when you get to the security section, you are going to see SSL/TLS status. Click on that. When you click on it, you are going to see your SSL, whether it has been installed. If it has been installed, it will be shining green. But if it has not been installed, it's going to be shining red. If you look up, you are going to see a green button written auto install. Click on that auto install. Once you click on that auto install or auto activate, you are going to activate it yourself.
Okay.
So just do as I said, or you can message them, tell them that the thing has not been approved, that you're still having an issue with it. Okay?
Thank you so much.
And if not because of payment method, I would have said that you guys should use Namecheap instead, because Namecheap is more reliable. They reply and solve issues quicker. TrueHost, TrueHost is owned by Nigerians. And Nigeria things are always different. So I don't know what they are doing. But if you charge them, they're going to attend to your issue and rectify it.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Any other question? Any other question?
Hello. Mr. Wisdom, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you so very much for everything. You could notice that maybe after our first class, I've not been in class. I've been in a place where there is no network. I just returned today, and it's like I can see I've missed a whole lot of things that I believe I'm hearing of you saying helping people to set up, reset their website and all that. Maybe so. I don't know if that one was the one they did during the assignment or the one you created for each of them. That's what I want to understand in terms of that website you're talking about.
Have you gone through all the class record?
I just returned this evening, so I've not been able
Go to the website.
Maybe probably from tomorrow. I will.
But make sure that you go through all of this so that you don't miss out. When you go through it, you understand better. If you don't have a website, this is arbitrage blogging. You are expected to have a website, and my team is already designing a website for those that paid for websites. So, and for those I taught web design, you can go on and design a new website, registered.com domain, use it to design your website and get it ready. I've taught you that. But if you are scared, if you don't trust yourself, if you believe that you can't possibly design a good website for yourself, you can also message us. Then we'll help you and design your website. Okay. Make sure that you go through all the class records so that you can meet up with everything.
Okay, thank you so very much.
Mr. Wisdom, good morning.
Yeah. What's your question? Linus, what's your question? Okay. Maybe his network is having issue. Any other question, please? Okay, if there is no more question, or if you have any question again, you can drop it in our WhatsApp group, or you can send it to my inbox.